Lutsandvo lusekhona, tinyembeti letesula, umfalo wekukhatsateka lawetfula. Alunamgomo, lofana nemfula lukheleta busuku nemini. Imini, iletsa litsemba nebusuku bekukwetsena ngibucocele letivutsa sigodzi sonke tindzaba letishisako telutsandvo. Vula ntfombi ngifake tetsembiso, ngikufunde ngelikusasa lelicobetela mina nawe.
Are you happy with the intimacy that?
What's your biggest fear?
I just want to thank you for being a loving husband.
And I've said this many times before, but you've got my heart and you always will.
All the best love stories have one thing in common. They go against the craziest odds, and every love story or journey is beautiful. Don't miss these Swazi love stories every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. exclusive to Eswatini TV.
Sakhathaza titha yini impela mfana bantfu sengifikile futhi ngijike ngaphandle kwale yakho inhlitiyo noma ungaze uthi
Better health, better life. Another season with fresh discussions.
Ngetindzaba letibalulekile tetemphilo la ekhaya eSwatini lokunukelela esheleni nokuphila.
To learn from our health professionals.
Psychosocial support group for mothers who are going through the journey of motherhood for all mothers.
Mnanzi phila ube intombi yakeni bebakufisa nje esontweni ube jaha lake nabujaha, and knowing that I'm a young man.
Angeke ufithe la groupini ungabhemi. So vele directly tawufuna nami ngibhemi kanti bengingakufuni lokubhema.
Coming to you every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. here on Eswatini TV. Better health, better life. Your gateway to a healthy living.
Hey guys, let's take a selfie.
Oh, wait.
Woo!
Get it.
It's a video!
We, the young, are not a complicated bunch. You see, we take each day as a clean slate, a chance to experience more. Why turn down the volume when you can turn up the vibe? It's never about the destination, it's about the journey. And this is so true when it comes to South Africa. This land wants you to live in the here and now.
The coolest.
And not in some hashtag, because a place this timeless doesn't follow trends. It sets them. And her people have a way of making you feel at home. So come touch, taste, and live South Africa. There's so much more to see. Come journey with us.
It's another Monday. It's Libhola Eswatini. My name is Patizam Msibi, and I will be your host for the next hour. Lapho khona sitabe sikhulumisa tindzaba telibhola letendekako lapha ekhaya nakhona ngephandle. If it's football related, rest assured you'll find it here on Eswatini TV. Sikhuluma ngato ukuthi ngabe ebholeni lapha ekhaya kuhamba kanjani, kwendekani And of course njengenjwayelo namuhla mbukeli lesikuphathele kona ehlelweni sitakhulumisa tindzaba tayo i-World Cup draw leyendekile kungasemalanga langana ndandlulile lapho khona sibukile ukuthi ngaye November makucala yona indebe yemhlaba titawushana kanjani time kanjani sitawubuka ukuthi ema groups eme kanjani siyathinta kancane nje sesigijima sithinse sibuke ijourney yayo Royal Leopard sevele iphumile kuyo i CAF Confederations lesitabuthi nje kwendlula kuyo sibuke njalo kube idlala kulena phela somva sasake siyabuya singena kuyo i-MTN Premier League lenayo idlalele lapho sikuphathele khona ema highlights ema games lambalwa lapha nalapha lesikhonile kufinyelela khona sibuye nato temidlalo ukuthi ngabe kuhambe kanjani kuyo njalo kusibona imanzini Wanderers on our pictures ukuthi kuhambe kanjani khona sitawungena ke in details lapho khona sesitabe sikulethela ukuthi ngabe vele kwendekani and sithole lawo ma reactions of course lokho ngeke ngikhulume ngedvana njengaloku sine in-house analyst Linda Master Dlamini. Master, welcome to the show.
Ngiyabonga Phathiswa ngokungelehlelweni lakho ngingakuthola okukhulu ngivusele bamvula ba special kakhulu ema-loyal viewers.
Master, it's a big weekend coming from Premier League, but before we even get there, World Cup.
Yeah.
The past few years, Master, we've been able to bring in a World Cup usibukele sebabukele khona Eswatini TV, and we hope for this year taba the same because nanga November lena ingqondo imvelo tawushintsha sitawubuya babukele sibajele ukuthi Kenya sitabavetele ama games map namap, but it draw endekile Master, and khona lo exciting group of that ukhanzeni kuyo makwendeka le draw.
Phathiswa sitawukhumbula ukuthi emaqembu la Africa emakhathelo esive ala Africa ang5 la yodlala yona indebe emhlaba letaba seQatar, the first ever World Cup letaba seQatar nga November. I-Senegal iku group A nama host lengicabanga ukuthi i-Senegal ine chance lenkulu kakhulu because igame eQatar unga expect ukuthi iSenegal iwine, igame eEcuador unga expect ukuthi iSenegal iwine, maybe draw igame ye Netherlands, then bathope yona igroup O babe ma runner up second best team ku group A, so ngicabanga iSenegal ine chance.
Well, we sibuke kusilapho khona phinze kunayo i-team yakhona la eAfrica live Tunisia. I think it's in group D. Lapho khona kune Tunisia. What are the chances, Master? They have France, Denmark, and one of the countries latawubuya lapha kuma playoffs Asia ne Oceania.
I-Tunisia itawufuna kuchubekana nayo i-history yakhiwa yi-Senegal nga 2002 ukuthi France bebuya bema defending champions going to the 2002 World Cup yafika iSenegal yabashaya, so Tunisia itawufisa ukuthi ende kanjalo, but this Denmark siyakhumbula ukuthi kuma Euros badlale kahle kakhulu even though kwabanele tindzaba tabo Christian Eriksen lothi avelele ngile kwamvelela, but sitawubona ukuthi kutawuphuma abaningi nangayi playoffs, but nje ngicabanga ukuthi le group lena ayisile kahle for Tunisia. France siyathi usima reigning world champions, kunabo Mbappe, kunabo Kante, bonke labo the likes. Denmark bakhona bo the goalkeeper Schmeichel, even naye Eriksen ubuyile, so ngicabanga ukuthi ayisilula for Tunisia.
And then we jump to group F lapho khona kune Belgium, which still is right kuyo ema golden generations. Kune
Canada.
Well, I wanna end with Canada, but there is Croatia finalist. Ayo the last World Cup 2018 World Cup, 2018 World Cup. And then we have Canada, first time they make it to the World Cup since was it 1986?
Yes, 86 Liasa Mexico.
Yeah. They're back.
Yeah, they're back. Nobuka Phathiswa cishe lo group F, Belgium siyathi ukuthi babona batawundlula baye ku last 16. Nawubuka lama teams la khona lapha, but for iCroatia ngicabanga sina khona ngeke uzithathele pass even though badlali bakhona sibakhulile ngeminyaka. Yes, Luka Modric bakhona ke nabo Perisic ngicabanga ukuthi nabo batodlala, but for iCanada nakhona kude badlala abanenganga but Alfonso from Bayern Munich, yes, is their star player. So ngicabanga ukuthi for iCanada kuba ku first World Cup in 37 years, ngicabanga ukuthi it's in 35 years, ngicabanga ukuthi something special, but awufuna ukuthi bakhe ihistory kule World Cup le, but ngibona kule group lena iMorocco siyathi kunayo ukuthi iphume kalukhuni kanganani, ngiyayikhumbula first leg labayidlala ne DR Congo, yababamba DR Congo, so ngicabanga ukuthi itaba likhulu for them le group le.
And then we have Portugal, Uruguay, South Korea, Ghana.
Yes.
Ghana versus Uruguay.
Yeah.
And
it repeated 2010.
2010, it's what? 12 years later?
Yeah.
Suarez is still there.
It's still there.
Enemy number one.
Yeah. In fact, enemy number one we Africa in 2010 in Uruguay. And I remember yatsina ibuya World Cup Uruguay ne Ghana. Luis Suarez wasayina ku Liverpool. Kan captain wabo John Mensah beka sign for Sunderland. Wathi la sodibana khona na Suarez. Kuyoba iwar. First game wathola red card captain waseGhana labeka dlala Sunderland against Suarez. So ngicabanga ukuthi isolo kusekhona lokho ema-African solo asaplila ukuthi if Suarez akayendanga na imvula yayenda isingazikhuluma ukuthi iGhana yaya kuma semi-final. Who knows futhi kuma semi-finals ukuthi bekungenteka ini maybe by final, but it's a tough group for Portugal for Ghana. Yes, because Uruguay they are a strong team. Cavani is still there. Luis Suarez is still there. So ngicabanga ukuthi nakhona Portugal for me they are the strongest team kule group le. They have Joe Felix, they have
you have to start with Joe Felix. There's Ronaldo.
No.
You started with
Ronaldo, like Ronaldo. Who doesn't know Ronaldo? Who doesn't know Ronaldo? Well, the oldest player to score a hat-trick at World Cup.
Could this be the year for one of the gods?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if
Argentina just went from a good run. Labangakasi bawina ba lose khona. In what 32 games
over
running.
30 games. So bangadliwa. So between ngicabanga ukuthi le World Cup
in a good form.
Argentina bama defending champions of Copa America, bama reigning champions of Copa America. So but awufuna ukuthi le World Cup le labanengi bathi this is the last World Cup ya Messi. Labanengi bathi this is the last World Cup ya Ronaldo. I doubt they'll want to go to the United States in 2026. Kudlala their last World Cup. But ngicabanga ukuthi both teams they have good players. Bangafika semi-final or quarter-final, semi-final.
Cameroon, we're just gonna say ukuthi yona ngabe ime kanjani kuyo emanakuza standing lapha njengoba sayibona ukuthi in Brazil. I remember in Brazil, in Serbia, in Switzerland. You cannot underestimate
if my memory serves me well, even in 2014 bebane mahost Brazil yabashaya bebane Brazil, Croatia, Cameroon, but ngicabanga ukuthi with Switzerland, Serbia, Brazil nakhona lapho it's a tough group for Cameroon. Switzerland siyathi ukuthi yes bo Shakiri mhlambe nabo they are edging, Granit Xhaka they are edging, but sibabonile kuma Euros baphuma kuma group bafika kuma knockout stages. Serbia nakhona ngicabanga ukuthi level engiva ngathi iCameroon ingakhona ukuthi iwine kulo iSerbia. Brazil I doubt. World Cup abaga khona kuwina World Cup bagcina kuwina World Cup since 2002 Lea Ronaldo. 2006 baphuma ku semi-final bashaya ngeFrance. 2010 abakhona ukuthi bafike knockout stage. 2014 bahumiliate iGermany 7-1. 2018 bangakhona ukuthi so ngicabanga ukuthi iBrazil batofuna ukuthi this year le World Cup ya 2022 bafike at least kuma semi-finals.
Ngibona ya group E master. Germany versus Spain. And Spain, they've been coming up nicely. Since Shinja from Bochavi, Bo Iniesta, now we're seeing a new breed, Bo Gavi, Bo Petri. They're coming in nicely. Can they go all the way?
Ngiva ngathi kusamele ukuthi le group le group of players lo abalako adlale major tournament together, then the next tournament ma Euro lalandzelako bende kahle bafike semi-final, final, then World Cup sesingakhuluma ngayo. But for iGermany angicabanga ukuthi kulandza coach beka coach yona iBayern Munich kudlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu kubaletha ukuthi bete kulesigaba laba kusonyalo. They have good players. You still have Gundogan, Werner. I know ukuthi Werner akadlali kahle ku national team but sorry
club football
ku Chelsea akadlali kahle but ku national team uyadlala yes
Kai
Havertz Rudiger is playing very very well ku Chelsea you still have Neuer you still have Stegen u Barcelona so ngicabanga ukuthi iGermany if batawukhona ukuthi badlale as a team you still have Bonapri you still have Bosane so ngicabanga ukuthi they are one of the strongest team la khona World Cup after France.
Before sihambe singifuna sibekele kuyo singene kuyindzaba leopard.
Yeah.
France, can they actually do it?
Yes. If only.
Has it been done before?
Defend World Cup nangikhumbula kahle
probably who way back asadlala sesengithubo bo Europe guy batendela asadlala 4 countries.
Yeah, but angiboni mani kulukhuni history ayivumi kodwa
yeah history bengavumi until Madrid kwenda
kodwa yes ku Champions League kodwa Partizan ngicabanga ukuthi if Mbappe angadlala angaba kule formula kuyo Benzema abuye bakhona ukudlalisana kahle then Pogba akhona ukuthi anyuse naye igame yakhe smart njengana ngiyaphoba nange then Kante yes abuye naye abadlali
there's also that young boy lapha Chuma man
yes a very very good young player then ku defense ku left back unabo Konde unabo Kipembe central unabo Verane there's this young boy
Hernandez there
lo bamlonishe ku Marcelo Saliba Dabo Hernandez the Hernandez brothers left and right so ngicabanga senakhona lapho
they are still solid
kakhulu they will need ukuthi one of the star players abo abeku Kuman ungamkhohlwa Kuman lo weBayern Munich is that young boy longe kuzumthathele pass
They've been actually countries la khona lo defend including Italy labangekho nabo big surprises ukuthi Italy they're not there they bona 1930 something by defend yabo uthishito ukuthi lo akusadlala 2-3 country bakhona we defender but it's proven and Brazil did as well ukuthi defend so it's proven ukuthi you can should be a confident booster for
kakhulu but ngicabanga njoba ngisho ukuthi ibhola seyashintsha
a lot has changed
mina predict ukuthi iFrance itayi defender ukuthi abalikhulu ngona but France itayi defender
I know mangidlala iWorld Cup ukuthi la studio le situation bese iyashintsha more especially mase sifika kuma finals bese kuyashintsha lesimo lesibese siba kuso la studio mawungake usibone mbukela I think kuma Euros wasibona the reactions the emotions laba khona la studio njalo nalo la studio so ka predictile ukuthi ngubani lo tawina so bese ufuna kube njalo nanginamaster sovela uqalile uphika yona France for ama winners sitawubona ukuthi kuhamba kanjani kepha ke moving on still we talking of international football lapho sesiya ku continental in African football master sitawukhuluma ngayo Royal Leopard they went there 6 games no point kude laba nakhoza no win no draw no what bakhona baluse onke ema game abo but bona kepha they've actually achieved their objective. What can you say about Iranian Royal Leopard kuyo CAF Confederations starting from CAF Champions League lapha qala khona ukuthi what went wrong for them?
Ngicabanga ukuthi njengoba basho ukuthi bakhonile achieve leli goal labo lebevele balifisile their goal was to reach group stages continental football which is the CAF Confederations Cup bafikile ke lapho ngicabanga ukuthi bak-achieve kodwa as much as Partizwe so achieve lokho angeke bese soyahlala uyakhibika so wena ngifikile kuma group stages but il point angalithola ngicabanga ukuthi there is a lot to learn for them ku CAF football more especially when playing away sibena le challenge ukuthi abakakhona idlala ekhaya so they have to learn kudlala away play dirty if kubita ukuthi udlale dirty
but you can't play dirty
that's
empty
still in Bombela it's like uyabona nje nawudlala nalama North African teams usekhaya wena lapho you can play that in whatever way.
I disagree.
How?
Because define your dirty, define playing dirty.
You disagree how?
Define playing dirty first and that
there's a lot njengoba ngisho there's a lot kudlala dirty one siyathi ukuthi ema North African teams what they do it's so unfortunate ukuthi thine eSouth Africa sifika last minute kanzi si home team
nathi sifana nokuthi simagesi nathi
sifana nokuthi simagesi kanzi nangabe usekhaya remember iSomalia nayodlala eTanzania bafike about 2 weeks earlier yini singakwendi thina tonke letinvo leto lenza vele siyende ibe yethu tonke letinvo leto wathi sil ground mina ngidalijwayela if kubita usengilinisele kakhulu lama guests atafike affecteke ngilinisele kakhulu because mina sengilijwayele uyabona those are the things lengingasho ukuthi you play dirty it's African football if you are weak you don't survive in Africa.
And I'll honestly say, Master, if Royal Leopard was playing game abo la Kangwan Mavuso or Somhlolo, they would have at least gotten 6 points out of this tournament. I was watching some few of their game. Remember when they were playing in Libya, 3-2.
Yes.
They were playing in an artificial turf. They looked comfortable and they were actually leading, and up until that offside goal decided
engqondweni yami ngithi because the referee waba nesandla lapho I was listening to one of my top referees interview yakhe yala Kangwane akhuluma ukuthi she was in Nigeria weva inok ase hotel yabona wathi ngibani onginokhela because angathi umuntu kuletinvo incumbi African teams latindako labo Rafaela because basuke balakhaya
exactly
uyayimate hotel ukuthi nguphi just ukhambe uyomvusela I'm not saying promote logo because mina ngihambisa inakho ya FIFA
ngilobe
kwenteka and lengithi incumbi yalama teams because kuze ba survive benda lokho.
Well, for Royal Leopard I fully believe ukuthi the odds were already against them. They were stacked against them. All their home games were away games. So you'll understand why they're in the situation they're in. Group stages without a point. Because, well, they were always away. They played Orlando Pirates in South Africa, where it's their home country, and everyone felt like, well, it's a 50-50 chance, Master. So I think going forward,
it's a learning curve.
It is.
A learning curve.
They'll come back stronger.
For them, ngicabanga ukuthi le experience labayitholile CAF bayiletha ngala kuleague kuyabonakala bang number 2 with 2 games in hand. So ngicabanga ukuthi every team le dlala ne Royal Leopard bayibangafuni ukudibana nayo because of the way they play. So kunengilala abakutholile ngale but awubuyele Africa if batawukhona ukuthi babe top 2 I believe ukuthi bataba ku top 2 if bangasema champions bataba number 2 kusede eSwatini Bank letakekisa Africa. So number 2 ugisa Confederations Cup nakhona lapho batawufuna kufika ama group stages.
Now speaking of Royal Leopard khona Africa ukuthi ihambe kanjani akahambe kahle itawubuya itawuzama ukuthi ikubuyele while Royal Leopard bay away ama team la ekhaya beyachubeka adlala trying ukuthi mayibuya yona Royal Leopard ikhanze vele sebakhashana nyana labanye bakhonile kufeza lokho labanye babamela bathi buya Royal Leopard usibona ukusikhanze siselambe kwakho. Let's take a look at the results kuthi khona kuyo iMTN Premier League adlale kanjani emaqembu njalo kube ichubeka imidlalo icale midweek lapho khona Master sibone khona big results eladlalile saphinze sabuya nangakuyo iweekend lapho khona ke sibone kuphinze nakhona kuba naleminye imidlalo ledlalwako lapho kuba nemphumela lemkhulu njengaloku ngicela kusho Master ukuthi some teams decided to wait for Royal Leopard. Baba Highlanders did exactly just that when they played a goalless draw against Donatinos. We're going to take a look at the highlights of the game later. But my attention is drawn to Green Mamba playing a 2-2 draw against Tambuti. At some point, they were trailing by 2 goals to 0.
For Green Mamba parties, you remember even midweek, but draw 2-2 against Royal Leopard. So in 2 games, bakoni lecture 4. In 2 games, consider 4 goals. So ngicabanga mina nangibuka lama result lawa sebalahlekelwe because igame yethambuthi lomnye butawusho ukuthi bengameli bayiluze more especially lamagoli angenela ngakubo as much as ungamshaya 4 goals but nasengene 4 goals sekubi because I goal difference lapho seng0 uyabona. So ngicabanga ukuthi I Green Mamba yes the coach usemusha but uyadzinga ukuthi le performance improve kakhulu if utodlala nama teams angisho ukuthi Tambuthi mhlambi njalo vele le status senakuzo se Green Mamba sisho siwawine, but ngicabanga ukuthi kuyaprove nakhona ukuthi ema teams la njengabo Tambuti they want to survive because say second round nyalo kude nje point lihamba kalula they really want to survive.
Sipets doing that to Maland.
Yeah. I-team labanengi laba believe ukuthi they will survive relegation eMalandi Chiefs. But isibets ngicabanga ukuthi if nakulesihlalo esikusho Phathizo ukuthi if utodlala nemuntu lo struggle shawo ku league shaya lamagoli amaningi utshengisa wena ukuthi ecele imanzini sibets lokho 5 goals 5 goals lengicaba ukuthi isibets ngalendlela licale ngayo ileague nangalendlela nyalo second round because sema games esibili lawo 5 goals against Malandi Chiefs the scoreline sisetulu kakhulu for Malandi Chiefs ngicabanga ukuthi it is one team lekumele ukuthi itibuke nakhona because kulesigaba lesi akamele ukuthi uconsider emagoli amaningi kanga second round kana ufuna kusurvive relegation 5 goals ngeke.
Yeah, we have Tabangulu Kelis doing what Tabangulu Kelis do Tabangulu.
Yeah,
they won against Imiling. Surprises? No. Tabangulu Kelis njengoba ngike ngasho before ngathi if ukhuluma nge stadium sakho lo afike ekhaya kakho la utafike khona ubalekele khona ngicabanga ukuthi Tabangulu Kelis kwendile lo and for them ngicabanga ukuthi sebayi survive le relegation for iThabangulu Kelis nyalo sekudinga ukuthi ba maintain uyabona but owathi ukuthi next season bayicela kahle season and ke Phathizo ngicabanga ukuthi lokumcwa kakhulu ngokuthi iThabangulu Kelis ibahambisile badlali about 4 key players this season bahamba bakulama ima teams but look at them bakhonile ukuthi ba recruitile yes but akusikolula ukuthi umdlali utafika angene teamini afike akhaze lo machine ushisa afike angene naye asebenze ngicabanga ukuthi kulukhulu kakhulu singayinika nje management sisha letandla bese sinayo le because even the coach ubuyile wayakha le team. Now we're gonna go back sibukele khona lapha emidlalo lesakhona ukuthi sifinyelele kuyo sibuke ukuthi kwahamba kanjani Master Mbabane Swallows. Sorry, I want to start with Mbabane Highlanders as a matter of fact ukuthi yahamba yodlala neMeling midweek but draw. I want to start with Mbabane Highlanders. I say that right. Sorry about that. Kuti idlala netinyosi. Ibuya kuyowina midweek iwina Tambuti 3-0. Iyabuya idlala sorry Sipets. Where is my head at? Ibuya kudlala neSipets iwina 3-2. Iyabuya kutinyosi you'll expect them to keep the goals going. Yeah. If you get your draw kuto tinyosi 0-0 we're going to take a quick just some quick highlights.
Yeah.
Sibuke ukuthi kwahamba kanjani kuyo iSipets but we're going to take a look at the chances they missed before we go in even to the highlight master. Sibuka the quick ukuthi kwendekani master, you were there, you watched the game, you saw everything. Kwendekani, what happened?
Phathizo ngasho nje ukuthi kwecala na ukhuluma ngayo iMbabane Highlanders look at Skhali abe dropa deep kanganani to fetcha ibhola bese suyazama futhi ungena ikhathe boxing because one defender he was abe hamba naye kakhulu but ngifuna kushona ko Phathizo ngegame yeMbabane Highlanders iMbabane Highlanders na ubuka i-starting 11 sabo Mbanele Nzabanzaba waqala ebenchini Sanele Mkhwele waqala ebenchini.
Sanele hasn't been playing in 4 games now.
Ku midfield kwaqala Ndolo kwaqala Papi. So ngicabanga ukuthi if ufuna you really want to win i-league you have to be consistent. Umele i-starting 11 sakho sathi if alimele umdlali songikhathi kuyamfaka lo munye o nasofuna kushintsha igame second half mina nje Banele wangena nje igame wayidlala kangcono second half so ngiva ngathi bekumele le game ukuthi ayiqale then wangena ke their new signing Tsepo yes yafika mkhama kakhulu ngicabanga ukuthi ubamrashile lokumdlalisa kule game le because ufike midweek wafika watrainer ne team about 2 days 3 days so ngicabanga ukuthi bamrashile kakhulu bekumele ukuthi le game at least abukele because
from the stands
abe familiar with Libhola Eswatini abone ukuthi oh this is how the team plays, this is how my opponents adlala but ngicabanga ukuthi dimvo leto labatfundzako and nawuva nalendlela labadlala ngayo kule game le ayikabajabulisi labanengi kakhulu but ke Phathizo naku lokukhulu kakhulu engifuna kusho I'm happy ukuthi one of our colleagues ukuphikhile lengathi nangophika kwangilimata le groundini coach we big team lenjengeMbabane Highlanders ugcoke i-tracksuit yalenye i-team I'm like, you want to grow your brand. In fact, they want to go to Africa. A big brand like Mbabane Highlanders. Because umfana lomncane lo tekutobukela ibhola akasina kambona lo coach lapha athi okay u represent brand yakhe ugcoke kahle. I want to be a Mbabane Highlanders fan. I want to be just like that coach. So ngicabanga ukuthi into lethe lokugcina ukuthi ema teams atilungisa hlale nabo coach babo coach nathi impahla takho lotagcoka isizini yonke o nangabe uyashintsha utfakele isuit yakho ufaka formal wakho but not ukugcoka ibrand yalinye team.
Yeah, it's a big one, Leo Master. A brand, we have to recognize a brand is as well. Mbabane Highlanders dropped 2 points, Master. Look, get a rally part, a chance, and young performers as well. We're gonna talk about them as a sequel and another game they had on Saturday. Kobangyo Manzini Wanderers, they had nayo Denver Sundowns. Lapokon Manzini Wanderers. They were looking to win their first game since the 1st of January, mabagcina go win against the same Denver. Mabagcina winner against the same Denver. But badlala, let's just take a look at see kwadlala kanjani. And there is a big talking point esikhuluma ngayo Master Masboy.
The calling was louder for coach Velekaya Mthethwa and Teresaya Changara from the fans that it's either they ship in or ship out when they hosted Sundowns at the Mavosa Sports Center in a Saturday afternoon encounter. With the fear of relegation strongly lingering at the back of their minds, they will sadly know that they can't afford any slip-ups, especially with the teams like Hitinyosi, Rangers and Malanti continuing with collectation of points in their games respectively. It was Coach Mthethwa's fourth match in charge, having managed to collect a single point so far, his heaviest defeat being the 5-2 scoreline against Amatole on Wednesday. Wanderers were threatening in the opening stages of the match, Bandile Shabangu's chance being saved by the keeper. Sundowns almost benefited from a quick play, Regan Charles facing his former boss, whipping in a cross, Sithem Konta clearing it off. Giggs forced an excellent save from the keeper, whose reaction was equally as good as the header. It was the battle of the headers as the prodigal son looked to punish his former side. Mike Dombo came close, but his effort was easily dealt with. Fabrice Mopina's shot was not threatening at all in the closing stages of the half. Sundowns goalkeeper Loitis Melane almost made a blunder of an easy ball, failing to collect. Luckily for him, the power behind Giggs' shot was not enough to drive the ball to the net. Wanderers were getting the chances, but goals were not forthcoming. Sundowns failed to capitalize on a free kick just outside the penalty box. Regan's kick too close to the keeper. Wanderers keeper called to action soon after and was well injured. Letitia Viana had to stop play due to faulty floodlights, something that might force the Premier League to reconsider kick-off time in the remaining fixtures of this campaign. After the restart, Spamanda Masego handed Sundowns a much-needed lead, much to the delight of their fans. Wanderers were throwing all they had up front in search of an equalizer, but Sundowns were more determined to take all 3 points on offer. Simelane saving the day with a man-of-the-match performance, Basop Ikapakapa.
Basop, Wanderers can't beat them again, Master. Completed because they double over them. What happened? The lights, Master. The lights, even before we talk about the game, the light issue, because going on like 10 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Trying to sort out?
Bese ngicabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe le game itawu call it off because le game in fact I understand ukuthi lama lights bayangakhanyiswa ngani because bekubonakala lo seqala lokuba mnyama ahlale ama lights angakhanyi igame yema about 10 minutes so ngicabanga ukuthi idinvo leto lekudzinga ukuthi tilungiswe but again yabe sesiyabuya iyadlala naseyibuya ke idlalwa iSundowns kwaba ngathi seyifakelwe
but before ukhulume master ukuthi ibuye kanjani Sundowns because our cameras master they have the ability ukuthi now a fighter to brighten up the picture lesombe lesibona ngende kube enhance ngale camera
oh yes
bekunjani le lighting in actual fact mayibuka lapha with your naked eye ya improve yini ngoma babe sebadlala nje just because bafuna le game
le game nayimiswa lama lights beka off onke
okay
so about 10 minutes nakusaza ngiyakhanyisa lama lights because siyathi ukuthi lama lights nakabuya kancane but lama lights awakhanyanga onke onke lama globes alama lights bekumnyama nje lana nje ngesikhathi sokumnyama
fortunately you see the cameras
yes lo mnyanga afika athi awunganaki ukuyakhanya kanzi it's the camera abuya ke lama lights akhanyisa njengoba sibona ukuthi sekungathi kungconywana kancane but still bekukhona lokuthi kumnyama
kuyabonakala a half game betaqhubeka
bengeke
so the lights were dark
yeah
they didn't like brighten up konke
I think inakhuza yethu sifo sethu vele la kithi ukuthi sete kahle le stadium lesikhanyisa
less standard lama flat lights like literally the flat light
ubone kube ngasi kusemini kube ngithaca nje ukuthi cha
ubulale the shadows and all
exactly.
That but Sundowns yakora lapha but I'm looking at the defense master yayo iManzinodas ekulikolela babuye consider 5 goals now against Young Buffaloes midweek now seeing a goal like this but consider a goal like this master
nawubuka le goal phathezo ngicabanga le defense look at Palmer uyasonzela ungena ekhaya
committer
naka committer uyangena elikusala lesikhala la khathi ku center ithi lena kuza ngihlale ngikhuluma ngezigzag marking ithi nangabe number 4 wakho angena Tomaka uyasala wena as a number 5 uyabona kungabe nje straight ukuthi mina sengithi khanza ngi number 5 because yena udlala number buya kungayiposition lapho uma khona Palmer ungayi uyaphi
but going for that ball
uyaphi because
it's just a bit late on the ball
exactly if you decide ukuthi because number 6 nguyele kumele bese so uyabuya uyancoverisha ngala wena ubuya ucoverisha iposition ya Palmer la ngemuva because umile and Mthunzi naye ngicabanga ukuthi naye kudinga ukuthi nakabuka lama games lawo I defending le ngicabanga ukuthi sisene nginga vele nayo kakhulu mina ke ngiyayithi if lama players you don't drill them awafaki lama drills lafanele angati lo mne partner wakho ukuthi uta-react kanjani uyabuya uyamkhavela ngicabanga ukuthi indvo leto lekudzinga ukuthi iManzinodas for kukhala phasi ku-derby ngicabanga ukuthi nabo the breaking rights bebawadzinga but again nekuboosta i-confidence because babuya kukhala phasi baphinze bayadliwa futhi ngicabanga ukuthi akusiyo indvo lenhle for Manzinodas
kukhala phasi master babuya kodliwa 5-2 that game ya 5-2 master kumele kusingabe yabanyakatisa or it's either yabanyakatisa or they are going down kakhulu
but ke Partizan ngicabanga ukuthi kule game yeDenver Sundowns bayicale kahle first half cishe badlale kahle iDenver Sundowns as much as ilfolele le point bodombo bebangasiko ngalendlela mhlambe bodombo lo bangabagatsa ngayo but for iManzinodas icale kahle le game bebatsinga nje I think they need ema strikers abo ukuthi babuye egemini but okhona ukuthi bathole lawo magoli la key for iManzinodas.
This is the game I'm talking about master yona Young Buffaloes kanye na iManzinodas lapho ya consider khona 5 goals 5 and if you look at the goals look at this type of goal it says a lot about their defense
ngile ngifuna kusho nangibuka the 2 games indlela iManzinodas le defender look at that
what was he doing
4-5 players
I'm asking myself master was that did he apply what he was supposed to flicking that ball
buka nale
but Rafaela babambela lapho we still do not know ukuthi namhlanje kuyinde bakujudge lapho
but ke Partizan ngicabanga ukuthi
look at this look at this no man come on
the defenders are rusha kakhulu nakamaka
are overcommit
can at times you just need kuhamba ufike uprotect wendele nje ukuthi lo muntu ungamnikile space ungarush because lokumrusha one ungenda ngisho foul, two ungenda ngisho on goal. But ngicabanga ukuthi these are the things ngisho ukuthi kudzinga kusemanzeni wonders etilungise balithola ligol against Young Buffaloes, good goal because if indawo khona useniphaselana lapha ekhase boxini yinto lendlela
this is comical stuff.
Yeah.
Take nothing away from Gwake, who's got a beautiful foot. His left foot is educated, if you want to call it like that.
Yeah.
But come on, keeper, come on, you got to be kidding me.
Patiz, if we are a goalkeeper, ibola iyashaya khona in swinger, uyathi ukuthi wena nawe uyishaya ngasiphi isandla ibheka kuphi because in swinger and nalabadlali bakho uyabathi ukuthi ubamisa kanjani. So ngicabanga ukuthi ukhala phasi kule game le midweek for Imanzini Wanderers because Young Buffaloes they are on fire. But you need ukuthi i-defense yakho, ukuthi lele ngikusho nje ukuthi i-defense look at that. I'm looking at Young Buffaloes nayi wende lama passes ungathi sebasangena ukuthi ngiyomaka noma ngendani noma ngiyagijima noma ngenda.
This last clip, look at this. Can you pause it right there? Okay, take it back a bit because I wanna show you the reaction, Master, for the rest of the defenders once ibola yasuka kubo. Well, I do hope we're gonna see the same clip when we talk about Young Buffaloes, since it seems like here it is, Master. Look at these 1, 2, 3, 4 players up there. See, Sandile is alone this side. Okay, let's flow. Look at this now. Again, 4 against 1.
Patiz, ngile ngisho i-positioning ye-defense imcoka kakhulu.
Look at this now.
How do if ibola italangentas?
Yeah.
Ngibalo lo commentako lo makako because uyamvala ukuthi angashayi epalini. Then obviously lokho utawubuya la ngemuva. Uyabona la penalty spot kick. Ngibalo lokho ave khona but the reaction is poor. Ngicabanga ukuthi vele kakhulu letsinga ukuthi ikwende Imanzini Wanderers ku defense because if ubuilder i-team leta compete ucala defense, goalkeeper defense, then lengaphambili letinto tatendakalekela because nalapho uyakhona ukuthi badlala i-confidence uyibuyise because ansa concede.
One coach wathi defenders will win you tackles, strikers will win you games, and for Manzini Wanderers they are far from winning anything with that performances week in, week out. And as we move on, we're going to talk about Mbawana Swallows. Lebuya nayo go frustrated yi-Milling Hotspurs midweek lapho khona badraw ngeligoli linye ngale nangale, and then bahamba baya kuyo i-Rangers lapho khona badlala eMayaluka. The game was initially scheduled to be played khona eKings of Buza, which is a home ground yayo i-Rangers, but on the last minutes yashintsha iSwallows yakhona kubhokha yona Mayaluka ukuthi bahambe bayodlala khona, and bahamba bayodlala khona ke sitawubuka ukuthi ngabe khona kwahamba kanjani, rather kuhamba kanjani because the game was just yesterday. Esibuka ukuthi kuhambe kanjani, and we come back and we talk more on that game.
Mabone Swallows were out to hand down a tough lesson to relegation threatened the Rangers in an afternoon encounter at the Mayaluka Stadium. The City Giants were wary of the danger the team from Shiselweni Post, having lost 2-0 in their first round fixture. For the second time this season, first as Cape Town Swallows paraded their veteran player Wanda Sambajive and Hlego in the absence of Titi Tabete and Felix Fela Badenhorst, who are out injured. They say when it rains, it pours, and that analogy perfectly sums up the situation in Rangers camp. The team is missing 6 regular players who are out injured, and it looks like Coach Mtunzi Kininza will keep on bringing a knife in a gunfight. The host settled in quick, drawing the first blood in the opening minute of the match, courtesy of James Nguluve. Siposetu Mabilisa came close, his header off the target. Swallows fans were calling for it, yearning for more, and their prayers were almost answered. Baba Sergio Blanja's shot just off the mark. Rangers keeper Simo Mabuza's non-conforming mood on the day was enough to deny Ngwenya from close range after some excellent footwork from Banele Pupuskonze. D4D was not having the best day in office, missing chance after chance. Soon after, Swallows were awarded a penalty after a foul on Pupu, who was the heart of the team. Captain Samba Jaivo was tasked with the mission of taking the spot kick. He took responsibility, netting his first of the season. Happy return for Samba. Talk about the redefinition of football age. A minute later, Ngwenya inflicted more pain in an already injured Rangers, extending Swallows' lead. D4D had all the chances with the final touch the only let down. Wanda got the last attempt of the half with the Swallows taking a resounding 3-0 lead at halftime. Ngwenya was not done as of yet, missing a sitter with the keeper at his mercy. Sibonelelo Mhlanga's attempt at goal created a likely to no trouble for the keeper. For the second time on the day, the referee pointed to the sport. D4D stepping up this time around to get his name on the scoreboard. That's how the match will end, a crucial win for the host in a bid to not lose too much ground at the top of the log after dropping 2 crucial points midweek against Milling.
Confident boosting performance from Bafana Swallows Master, coming from a draw, going on to win by 4 goals. Good for them.
Good for them, Partisan. And nawubuka indlela iBafana Swallows ledlala ngayo kule game lengicabanga ukuthi idlale kahle kakhulu. Wanda ubuyile etimini Nguluve walithola ligoli. But ke Partisan ngicabanga ukuthi the way the team nawubuka le starting 11 Nhlanhla on the left, Wanda then Nguluve then Pupu la ngemva kwabo. Ngicabanga ukuthi iBafana Swallows Nhlanhla is proving to be that key player for naye again. But D4D but ke Partisan njoba ngisho ukuthi nawubuka starting 11 kule midfield Sergio holding midfield then celeni kwakhe kunanjabulo ngaphambili kwabo kunaPupu lengicabanga ukuthi once Pupu wadlala leyo role leyo vele utakunika lento loyifunako but if utamdlalisa asengibekise nje nakudlala Njabulo naye la kula khathi ku midfield ngeke azadlale uyabona but nangabe adlala ngaphambili kwabo adlala as a number 10 nangabeka kanjalo ngicabanga ukuthi udlala kahle kakhulu because unale free role akudingeki ukuthi abuya toti committer lengemuva but nangabe utadlalisa only 2 midfielders him and number 6 vele kutaba nenkinga ngicabanga siyadlala kahle kakhulu and Wanda wayithola ipenalty wayishaya ngicabanga is back and washo nakusaqala lesizini nabathi aka retire ukuthi yena kahle kahle usafise kudlala ngicabanga ukuthi uyaprove ukuthi age is just a number.
But Ngwenya is also proving ukuthi I deserve to play.
Oh yeah,
he's starting every game now because we can say Tony is out, the captain. He's out with injured. Felix is out, so there's space for him to start. But he deserves to start even when they are all fit, Master.
Kakhulu now ukuthi ku 3 games ushaye 2 goals only last game la ngakhona ukuthi akore kuyo the previous one wakora emavuso so ngicabanga ukuthi is that player lo vele njengoba usho ukuthi lo ngadeserve ihlale benchini because every time
he's a national team player because he get ma collapse
na le ngicabanga ukuthi ufike kahle kumbawoni Solos wakhanza the likes of Tony Ntabetse wafunza kubo le commitment teamini ngicabanga ukuthi iyabonakala kuye is a young star but already we approve ukuthi angeke nje uze uthi nawubala i-starting 11 ungamcabanga.
All right, Master, we're just going to touch on something I'll say it's a bit controversial, that penalty. Well, for me, it's a penalty. What do you make of it?
Pathizo now uyibukale ngasekugcineni because lapha ikhona le clip leyendeka.
That small trip nyana
yes,
but it's
le trip.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wase yena nunu kwaba ngathi uyatigila. Ganzi vele le touch ibe khona lapha katse boxing.
Funny enough, we had like a 2-minute argument with the producer when we were doing the clips. Kuthi hayi na akayiboni yena le penalty. We had to take it back and again and again and say, oh well, it's there.
No ikona Pathizo sokuthi njoba ngisho ukuthi le bonakala kakhulu ngesikhathi yena asatigila le ngicabanga ukuthi ref on the day waba spot on kuyibona le penalty le because yena bekala ngemuva le action ingaphambili kwakhe so ngicabanga ukuthi wayithatha njabulo cool calm
well you led in 3 notes one penalty no pressure no what
so ngicabanga ukuthi a good win for Imbabane Solos.
Before we move to young Buffaloes for Master Lena Italile over the weekend, I want to talk about this incident that happened just before the game started. The teams went out for warm-ups. They went back to the dressing rooms. They spent some time there. But Masaba Pum, Bakanza ground Ilatwech. How? Why?
Pathizo angathi ngiyaye ngibe nale challenge lenkulu kakhulu ukuthi ku understand that into lefana nale because nanibhuka le ground in fact PLE usuke adi banika bel ground basuke badi so ngicabanga ukuthi tonke letinto leto kudzinga ukuthi tilungiswe prior at least 2 days before or nangabe latest because igame idlala igame isuke lena icala nga3 uyabona 10 benentana 11 benentana 12 benentana
during warm-ups benentana
during warm-ups bekwendekani so ngicabanga ukuthi tonke letinto leto
look how slow he's doing. This is the clip, Master. The game is about to start.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper. We actually waited for some few minutes.
Yeah.
The penalty spot being visible. So Kwabitus Rafaela missed game and Sandanez, who was back in Mapadin going Imbabane Solos, had a chat with the guy and they were doing with their own pace, Master. There was no rush, no nothing. I do not think we deserve to be seeing that at this stage. Now we have this highlight show, Master, which is broadcasted on every platform, so it's accessed by anyone right now.
YouTube, if someone jafuna kubuka ibhola yakithi
akwendeka
YouTube
wouldn't say it's amateur football
kakhulu
angeke
baze basithathe
so tabuwa njani badlali
angeke baze basithathe serious but labadlala ku amateur league
because someone will misinterpret the situation athi badlali bapenda ground before badlali because he's talking to the player lapha ekhatha groundini
so ngicabanga ukuthi into lekungakamela ukuthi tendeke if siyadzinga ukuthi sithathe ibhola yethu siyibeke professional level
kancane sitagcina sifikile and slowly but surely the snail reached the arc nathi ke siyethemba ukuthi sitagcina sifikile lapho khona sifika kule stage lesisithi khona ibhola yethu seyihamba kuleli singa lesifise kuyibona ikulo siba landzeli belibhola nabo labayithandzako ibhola. Now we move on to another game last game lesinayo over the weekend lebe khona lapha eKilani Stadium lapho khona iVovovo bayihoste Young Buffaloes. The game was initially scheduled to be played at the Prince of Wales, but it was then later moved on to a Kilani Stadium lapho khona belina Master wabuyumandi ungakhona nokwendana standing in the rain the whole time wabuyumandi but Young Buffaloes yakhona ukuthi inqobe lo mdlalo. We talk more about the game when we take a look at this short highlights buke ukuthi ngabe khona kuhambe kanjani Kilani.
Young Buffaloes, who are slowly starting to look like the team we know are claiming a place among the contenders, and their journey to the top has been an interesting one to watch. Amatole were hoping to continue with their impressive showing when they traveled to Kilani Stadium to face a tricky Vovovo FC. The first 45 minutes failed to yield any goals. Sandile Kamete benefited from a well-placed corner kick with the ball rolling off him to the back of the net. Called to action twice in a space of 5 minutes to keep Vovovo in the game. With the heavy rain conditions, the keeper was having a tough day in office. Young Buffaloes held on to take all 3 points, reclaiming its seat as a big boy at the top of the log, officially making a 3-horse race.
How difficult was it, Master Gudlala kulesa first leg?
For both teams, parties on Kabanti, it was very, very difficult. Gudlala because lel karon ben kuba mandi.
Siyabona mawuthalo club
Bekuldam. So ngicabanga bekulukhuni kakhulu both teams bangakhona bekudinga ukuthi le bhola bayithathe bayiphambe. For ivovovo nje na ungabuka ukuthi second half only they had only 2 laba khona ukuthi ibhola ifike eboxini le Young Buffalo 2 times la yafika khona eboxini le Young Buffalo. So ngicabanga ukuthi unga understand ukuthi bekulukhuni kwani frustrating one.
Penalty handball goal or goal nje clean?
Handball.
Bengakamele
yes. Ngicabanga ukuthi even the referee akalibonanga but
there is the movements
yes and badlali bevovovo parties uyababona ukuthi bayibona bona le handball unfortunately because bekala ngemuva kwalama players in fact velele libonza belimsithile angakhona ukubona.
Yeah, but if Vovovo they should have spotted the player but close down the spaces. Look at the 2 players Young Buffaloes develop. Agamagwe cuts a box in and you have 3 players behind them. Agamag, but they are quick to raise their hands.
Yes. Partizan ngicabanga nakhona because nawubuka ukuthi ngala ngenhla nanje Aristo ungala ngale ngenhla ngale kanzi uyayugatha ukuthi ama defenders exactly. Ama defenders la njengaye abala central because ngale Young Buffaloes nayishaya emakhona ayiwashayi kwine post iwafaka la cards. So ngicabanga ukuthi involete kanjalo ukudzinga ukuthi as a coach udadishe wena then your players, your best players, the 3 towers uyawabeka lamkhathisini abangilo 3 then 1 agathe ngemuva lo mnyugaze emkhathini lo mnyugaze ngaphambili but bangangeni lekuniye post because lekuniye post ngeke izingene khona le ball. Ngicabanga ukuthi involete kanjalo then nale marking ukuthi lapha ekhathe boxini nimile nikaze kuphakamisa sandla anikamaki. So ngicabanga ukuthi le tinvo leto ti but ke mhlambe lo mnyanga asho ukuthi belina bese concentrate kakhulu emvuleni indlela engamele kusenteka.
Now Master, how good is Sandile Saviola in terms of his consistency? I think it's the 4th or 5th season where he's been getting the goals for Young Buffaloes.
Over 10 goals.
He's been scoring goals for them, and if you look at the performance yakhe kuma previous seasons and you look at the performance yakhe, he's only getting better.
Yeah. Every season uba ngcono yena Sandile Saviola. Ngicabanga ukuthi kudzinga ukuthi in fact because kule game lena nje Phiwa bayangekho but every time nakungekho their top striker uyasiphakamisa lesandla abe that player lo tawuthula ama goal. So ngicabanga ukuthi kancane for me is the best number 10 lokhona ku local football in terms of goals. Yes.
Jonah is watching and saying, huh? Does he know I still play local football?
Nangse in terms of goals, is the best number 10.
Jonah is doing the same thing.
No. He's not doing the same thing. Let's not take credit away from. Already una 12 goals.
I'm just throwing out in a cause of
listen, Patis.
At the Bale corner.
Listen,
who's the best number 10 currently?
For me, if you want your team to play beautiful football, to get that assist for you, a number 10. Jonah Makakula. But if you want your team to score...
Jonah, I think, has 9 goals this season.
I'm talking about someone alone at 12 goals. Last season, Luasha has 15 goals. That previous season, Luasha 15 goals. So,
who's more complete between the 2?
More complete in terms of what?
Who's going to give you both? Assistant goals.
So what's
quickly, I want to go
okay.
to the log.
Saviola aganega assist lamanenga kakhulu.
So Jonah is complete?
Yes.
Because he's scoring goals.
Yes.
Now we're going to take a look at the log standings. We're going to kumeka kanjani khona ama teams after ekudlala the round of 19 lapho khona sibuka ukuthi eme kanjani. Young Buffaloes, they are still on top, Master, because badlalile a draw, but right apart behind them I think they are There are 2 games short, Master, not just one. I think it's a mistype lapo. But there are 2 games in hand, and it's Young Buffaloes who's actually ahead in terms of games. About lead. 39 points for the chasing pack. Babona Swallows, they are following 36, but the top 8 is completed by Yona, Green Mamba, and Vovovo is there. Look at them.
Phathizwe ngicela kulungisa indzaba evovovo itolo nasibuya khona espeak ngisho ama point abo kabi ngathi 19 kanti bana 29 luckily banema parts laba understandako ba understand ukuthi itinto leti kanjalo tindeka bana 29 bang number 7 so ngicabanga ukuthi but for imbabana Highlanders nabuka lapha etolo ngicabanga sibona ku draw against inyosi kubendele phasi kakhulu because bebatayivula le gap bafakele yona i-Royal Party i-pressure i-Royal Party tawubuya nayibuya ina 2 games in hand because idlale i-Young Buffaloes idlale emane games lamanengi than i-Royal Party itawubuya iwadlale lo 2 games in hand cala Wednesday idlala na of the Prince of Wales yes but for Young Buffaloes nayo ngicabanga ukuthi
Young Buffaloes is in it
kakhulu ba compete
to win it
ba compete abacompetela for yona i-league.
Now we look at the bottom half, Master. Denver Sundowns climbed nicely after their win against Manzini Wanderers, and you have Manzini Wanderers number 10, and then Tamboti Tinyosi, Malanti, Rangers. They are in the danger zone, Master.
Yes, my teams lalapha passing Tamboti Tinyosi ngicabanga for them because ku second round yalwele ukuthi at least for Tinyosi nje kuthola point against imbabona Highlanders ngicabanga yinvo loyidzinga first second round naso ukoleka ukolekela ukuthi usurvivela iyona i-relegation because if Tinyosi nje tingachubeka dithole at least a point per game good the next 5 games bayohlala ku 20 points so ngicabanga sorry no yes 20 points because bana 15 so ngicabanga ukuthi ngaleyo ndlela leyo bangakhona ukuthi bayisurvive i-relegation for iTamboti I doubt ukuthi bato survive.
Will Malandi survive?
As ngawuchubeka ngisho if uhamba the 4 teams iMalandi Chiefs iyehla ngale ndlela ledlala ngayo because you can't be conceding 5 goals ku second round ubalekele relegation no it's totally wrong.
Now usho ke Master. Master, thank you so much for your time. I do believe ukuthi it was a beautiful weekend in terms of football. Times flies when you're having fun, Master, and I want to believe we are having fun and we were having fun and the viewers at home as well.
Kakhulu Phathizwe kubonga mina but lokumcwa kakhulu ukuthi sichubeke silethele wona la loyal viewers ibhola because not everyone lokhona ukuya e-stadium not everyone lokhona ukukhokha imali abhadala yobukela emabhola.
As we are saying, we are out of time, but we're definitely going to be back with more the following week. And of course, you want to catch up with Fabrice Msonera on Thursday, and looking at other sporting courts. But from me, Phathizwe Msibe and the whole sports crew, and the studio crew as well. We do hope you enjoyed the show. Good night.